It is the North team. They are led by the Atlanta Falcons coaching staff, and we are getting our very first look at their practice. Look at this day. I didn't lie. It's perfect. Blue skies, no wind. You say temperature about 70, Mike? 60-ish?
Hey, I'm just happy. It's dry, it's nice, and guys are flying around. We got pads on.
And there's Mike Smith, head coach of the Falcons, and they are just getting rolling. Let's see where we are going to end up here as the different position groups have kind of scattered. There's the front seven of the defense, and Mike, the defensive line here on this team, I'm told, is a strength of this group.
Yeah, it really is. And when you start with a guy like Aaron Donald from Pitt, who's got a borderline first-round grade, one of the most explosive defensive players in this draft, and Charles, a guy that it really caught my eye from Minnesota, Rashad Hageman, who, 6'6", 318 at the weigh-in today, and I think he's going to put on a freaky show at the Combine.
He's one of those guys that you want to come off the bus first when you travel for a game, right? You send Hageman out first and let everybody get a good look at him. And what he did, I thought, Mike, between his junior and senior years was really elevate his game. I thought that he came to play each and every week this season, and that was something that we couldn't have said about him prior to, and that was a big deal.
I'll tell you, I've only seen 2 tapes so far. One was Michigan and one was Nebraska. Michigan, I would have had trouble giving him any kind of top 100 grade. I thought the Michigan center did a nice job against him. However, against Nebraska, he looked like a top 20 pick, and from what I've heard, at 6'6", 318, he could run 4'7", 4'7", jump 36 inches, and people are going to go nuts about this kid physically.
And he's number 99 here for the North squad.
There he is.
First team All Big Ten, and he earned the label that a lot of defensive linemen will never get to have, and that's playmaker. 11 tackles for loss this past season. And here's what I like. He broke up 8 passes, so he was disrupting that passing game for opposing quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's good coaching right there, and that's taking good coaching, because to do that, as you guys know, that means you're not always getting to the quarterback on a pass play. You get into the passing lanes, get your hands up, and try and affect the play another way, and he's done that well.
And it's a big week, I think, for Trent Murphy from Stanford, guy that's 6'5", 6'6", a long defensive end, first-team All-American. Now, this week, Murphy's going to play defensive end because he's only 252 pounds. A lot of teams think he's going to be a 3-4 outside linebacker, so it'll be very interesting to see how well he stays up on one-on-one stuff at point of attack this week.
I think that's a great point, Mike, because when you've watched Trent Murphy throughout the years at Stanford, he's done a little bit of everything, but his primary has been as a stand-up 3-4 outside linebacker. Has he rushed with his hand on the ground? Yes, he has. Watched him against Notre Dame. And Zach Martin, the left tackle, Zach Martin had a really nice day against Trent Murphy that day.
By the way, Zach Martin had a lot of really good days.
He is a good football player.
53 consecutive starts, and we're looking at the defensive line now, but I mean, a quick overview on Zach Martin. I think he's a top 20 pick. Now, in that particular group right here, you see Hageman 99.
Wait, you talk about good looking now. I mean, look at that, Mike.
It looks like Julius Peppers.
Did you see the nimbleness as he went through things? Yeah.
There's a couple of guys in this group where this is a huge week. For instance, Shamar Stephen from Connecticut, Daquan Jones from Penn State, 2 guys that had great senior years, but people wondered where it was before that. Are they one-year wonders, or is it part of an acceleration process?
And it's amazing, guys, how, every guy has his own story, but in some ways, it's only the names change, because every single season I'm sitting right here reading about watching a defensive end or outside linebacker who was tremendously productive in college like Trent Murphy, and the question he starts with, is he a 3-4 outside linebacker? Can he play 4-3 end? And that's the question he has to answer today, or all week.
And Charles, when we look at the corresponding offensive linemen, then we talked about Zach Martin a moment ago. Mike Tice is the big guy right in the middle there, the new offensive line coach. And when Thomas Dimitroff talked about